Alright, welcome back, cruisers. I've got a heck of a story to tell you about what happened while I was trying to get some drone footage of a cruise ship. It was late July, Cindy was away on a cruise with Austin, and Alex and I had a cruise coming up the following week. Since this cruise was to sail out of Tampa, we decided to drive down the week before the cruise and try to get some drone footage of it in port. Unfortunately, after checking FlySport and the DJI app, I realized that most of Tampa Bay is in one type or another of no-fly zones. I started looking for other locations that the ship would pass close enough for my drone to reach, but would also be outside of any no-fly zones. After a bit of searching, I found Apollo Beach Nature Preserve. We arrived at the park just in time. I quickly got everything set up and launched the drone. I then headed towards where I hoped that we'd be meeting the ship. Really, the first couple minutes of the flight went just as planned. It was making good time, and the winds had started dying down. But after about 5 minutes, I realized I had launched too soon, and would have to wait for the ship to get closer. So I started to close the gap, and almost immediately got another warning that the remote control was no longer connected. If you fly DJI drones, you know this isn't the end of the world. Because if the drone becomes disconnected from the controller, after a set amount of time, it'll actually head back to where it launched from, and then you can just reconnect it to the controller. The real issue here is that it meant that I wouldn't be able to make it the additional 3,000 feet I would need to go to get near to the ship. That's when I remember I had the Yagis and the parabolic mirror in my truck. I'd never really used them before, but they're supposed to give you a little extra range. After frantically fumbling with them for a few minutes to install them on my antennas, I was pleasantly surprised that they did in fact allow me to get closer to the ship. And finally, here it is, the Carnival Paradise. She's a fantasy-class cruise ship and was built in Finland back in 1998. She was also refurbished in 2008, but in 2021, the Paradise got Carnival's new paint scheme while in dry dock. The new look definitely freshens up the old ship. She is based in the port of Tampa right now and sails to Cozumel on 5-night cruises. We sailed on the Paradise back in 2012 and again in 2014. It's not a huge ship by today's standards, but the kids were plenty impressed with her back then. My goal was to get some sweeping shots of it passing the camera, but I soon realized it was moving way too slow for that. So I had to fly to the front of the ship, then slide sideways along its length. It took a little bit longer than what I had planned, but it gave me the shots I was looking for. I'm planning on using this as B-roll for our Carnival Cruise Line videos that we have coming up. Speaking of upcoming videos, if you're enjoying this one, I'd like to invite you to check out our other videos. We do mostly family cruising videos. We do a ton of excursions. There's a lot of great content on our channel. I'd also like to encourage you to subscribe. It's free for you, and it helps us to continue producing new content each week. For this next section, I wanted to get a shot of the ship pulling away. The only problem was I happened to turn the gimbal down and got the ocean and couldn't figure out which way I was pointing. So I had to kind of find the horizon again and then recenter back on the cruise ship. As it pulled away, I'm just watching my battery tick lower and lower, but I had to get this. After collecting the shots I was hoping for, it was well past time to head back. My battery was at 25%, and I had what seemed like the entire bay to cross still. As I passed over Beer Can Island, I tilted the gimbal down for a quick flyby. I had planned to spend some time flying around the island, but that wasn't going to be an option now. I started getting strong wind warnings, and my drone's remaining battery was dropping faster than normal, trying to fight the gusts. Just after crossing the island, my controller started beeping, and I got this critical low battery warning, which meant the drone was going into automatic landing, and suddenly I realized I was never going to get that awesome footage I just took. I was in disbelief as I watched helplessly as my drone slowed to 0 miles per hour and descended towards the surface of the bay. Out of frustration, I pushed the stick forward and realized while I couldn't stop the landing, I could force it to move closer to shore. At this point, the drone was limiting its speed to 13 miles an hour, but I was able to keep pushing it higher and closer. Then I reached 0 remaining battery. My drone was still almost 3,000 feet away from dry land. The only thing I could think to do was gain as much altitude as possible and hope that I was going fast enough to make it to land after the motor stopped. All the while I was fighting the drone's automatic landing program. The green highlight in the lower right-hand corner is me pushing it higher, and the red is the drone trying to land itself. Which honestly is kind of annoying because the drone still has 2,600 feet to go before it reaches the beach. You can tell by the angle of the gimbal that it's also having to fight the crosswinds just to make it back. I'm hoping at this point it splashes down close enough to shore that I can swim to it. I'd have to get there fast before it sunk, but I could probably recover the SD card. Almost a full 4 minutes after it started its automatic landing sequence, the drone crossed the breakers and was back over dry land. I searched for a clearing and finally let it finish its landing. I am constantly impressed by this little drone. It wasn't too expensive, but it's worth every penny I paid. It would have been a shame to lose it.
Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and see where we're going next. Bye for now.